Under the same moon, we share the love. Embracing the differences like hand in glove. Spreading peace and joy, it's a beautiful sight. Together we shine in each other's light. United we stand in love's pure might. Watching the world share in love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Watching the World. Boy, do we have a show in store for you tonight. So much has happened this week in regards to the fraud in Minnesota. We also have the different shootings involving with ICE, and the list go excuse me, and the list goes on and on. Well, tonight we have with us Mama Flips, and she's come to set the record straight and to get some of these people that have been talking negatively about the Somalians and so forth. She's going to bring it all on the table to tell you what the real deal is happening, and I'm going to bring her on, and I'm so excited to have her tonight. Let's introduce Mama Flips. Come on in.
Hi, everyone. I'm back. Brian, I see that comment. I like you too. But hi, everybody. I'm back. Be ready. I'm smiling now, but be ready. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be another hot one. I'm just telling you.
Another hot one, right?
I'm preparing right now.
I don't know if I can prepare you for what I'm about to show you, right? I'm going to show you something that I saw today.
Go ahead.
I just want to get your opinion on it. Then we're going to move on to the topics that we had already discussed. This is sort of a surprise, okay?
Okay, I'm here. Go ahead. I'm listening.
So I just want to get your viewpoint. Let's check it out.
Okay. Oh, order. Candace.
Okay. All right, let's get to Nick Fuentes. Staying on this theme, it sort of feels like over time they've been softening things and making it sound different. This is, by the way, for people who initially, and I know people have changed their minds as things grew more radical, but I think people who initially were supporting the transgender movement were not doing so out of evil. It's, this kid's going through some stuff, or I want to be a supportive parent. I think they were very ill-guided. It was obvious to me that as soon as you start saying that children have the authority when they're 4 to decide about their bodies, we know what comes next. We just know what comes next. It's obvious. And they're always trying to throw these things out to exist between like a left-right paradigm, but it's just the sickos at the top trying to accomplish their aims, and also slowly introducing this in culture. We spoke about that, how they're now kind of soft selling us incest and pedophilia at all times. And of course, if you've read Hollywood Babylon in our book club, then you know that this is the founding story of Hollywood. That is Hollywood's founding story. They were after this Babylonian culture. They largely imported a bunch of Viennese directors who had been engaging in pedophilia over in Vienna, and that it was rampant. It was just rampant. Anyway, Nick Fuentes is one of these people who is trying to soften it. So for clarity, before we listen to this clip, Jeffrey Epstein had been accused of trafficking children, 8 years old, 11 years old. He, for his own birthday, as a birthday present to himself, found some 12-year-old triplets who were dirt poor, and his friend, Jean-Luc Brunel in Paris, flew these 12-year-old triplets to Jeffrey Epstein, okay? No one's arguing about Jeffrey Epstein's perverted interest, a sexual interest. Someone's arguing that. However, Nick Fuentes is going to explain why actually that's not pedophilia. Take a listen.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there. Okay. The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a Jewish spy, probably working with Israel.
What do you think about this absurd speech here?
Okay. First of all, I just want everybody to know I'm also on TikTok. TikTok audience, I might have to mute you guys sometime because this guy is not welcome on TikTok. And also what he's saying is cuckoo puffs. So TikTok, if I go mute on you, it's because of this topic. This man is absolutely insane. So we went from Megan Ryan saying 15-year-old is just a thing to 12-year-old now. Is that what we're saying? Is that what I'm hearing? That now 12-year-old guys, I'm gonna mute you on TikTok. So 12-year-old is not a big deal. That's what we're alleging. I want, for the love of God, for a black woman in Brooklyn, anybody under 18 is a child and should not be engaging in sexual activity with grown-ass men or grown-ass women. It's not acceptable. It wasn't acceptable with me growing up. My mother kept a tight ring on me, and it shouldn't be. It's not acceptable for my grandchildren. It's not going to be acceptable for my great-grandchildren. It's not acceptable. That's it. If you're under 18, you do not have the mental capacity or the right to say yes. You are going to be manipulated by grown-ass people. With that said, I do live in the real world, and I do know when we were younger, especially young black girls, we did like the older guys. That doesn't mean that it was right. And we definitely wasn't. Most of us definitely wasn't doing it when we were 12 years old. Some of us 16, 17 and a half, going closer to 18. But 12-year-old is the most stupid, asinine thing I ever heard this man ever said. It started with Meg Ryan talking about Megyn Kelly. Is it Meg? It's not even Meg. I got her name wrong. The one that has the reporter. Is it Meg Ryan?
Megyn Kelly, that's who you're talking about?
Megyn Kelly, the blonde girl. I don't know why I'm saying Meg Ryan. That's a movie star. I think it's Megyn Kelly that says 15-year-old, because apparently she was trying to explain the fact that Donald Trump gave a cushy residence to Ghislaine Maxwell, and they were trying to make Ghislaine Maxwell like a victim. I mean, like a victim that, she really wasn't doing too much and stuff like that. She was just an innocent girlfriend and Epstein and stuff like that. She got caught out there because Epstein was unalived, right? So they're trying to change the narrative. And she was like, to be honest, if you really think about it, 15-year-old, that's not really considered a pedo behavior. Pedo behavior is only when you have it with babies. What are we talking about? So they're trying to make Sagittarius grape acceptable. That as long as you reach 13 and older, because in some society, you could marry young girls at 13, 14, 15. They're trying to make it acceptable because they don't like the fact that Donald Trump is heavily embedded, heavily tight, and all kind of controversy with Epstein. And now this Fulio brought it down from 15 to 12. It's ridiculous.
This guy's leading the way. He's one of the top voices nowadays, especially when it comes to the Republican Party.
He's a virgin. He haven't had any bootay, so he don't even know what it is, because he just finished an interview saying he hasn't even touched it. Sorry, guys, I'm about to go there. So he don't even know what it is. He would be lucky at where he is for him to even get somebody. Apparently, that's what is happening right now. Is it possible that the only person that was willing to talk to him is 12-year-old because he can't even talk to an adult? That's the most ridiculous, asinine thing. You could tell by somebody that make this comment, especially as a white male in this social media age, for you to come and say a 12-year-old is ridiculous. I can't even ask him like if it was your daughter, because you ain't getting none to even have sex to even get a daughter. So he has absolutely no understanding of what it is to be a parent raising kids out here, and you have these predatory men going after our young children. I know for a fact that my sons do not play about their daughters. My sons do not play about them. You can't even hint of this conversation with my sons. So I don't know about what my MAGA brothers and sisters are feeling about this topic. Yeah, you guys have a different take on everything that we stand for. Maybe you accept your 12-year-old daughters and granddaughters and nieces and cousins going to having a whatever with this guy. Maybe, but the rest of us, no, it's not acceptable.
All right, I couldn't believe I was watching Candace today. I could not believe that this guy actually said it, but it is what it is, right?
I mean, it's not. It is what it is, and that's another thing. We need to stop saying it is what it is. We need to start calling these people out for exactly what they're saying and holding them accountable. It's not. It is what it is. Because in my world, my 12-year-old niece, cousin, my granddaughter is not going out with a Nick Fuentes in his age, 18 years and older. I will have you arrested. You can't, if my 12-year-old can't talk to a 14-year-old, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 at all. The most I may even allow you to even talk to is possibly a 13-year-old, and you ain't going dating because you're 12 years old. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous conversation at all. It's just ridiculous. And I don't know where Candace was going, because Candace said that some stuff I agree. I think she and I agree with Nick Fuentes. The statement was unacceptable, but there was something she said early on that I was like, where are we going with this conversation? But I think she saved it when she went into the Nick Fuentes. So I'm hoping that she agrees with me, but there was something she said in the beginning of the video that actually I was like, what? I was like, oh my God, where are you going with this? So I don't even know if she 100% agree. She might think it's inappropriate for a 12-year-old, but she might fall in the same line that you could only call them pedos if they go with 5 children, like babies and stuff. Maybe she was saying something about transgender. She said something that triggered me, but I'm hoping that she and I agree that 12-year-old is not acceptable.
Okay, all right.
I'm hoping.
Okay. All right, very good. When I say it is what it is, I mean, you can't control what Nick Fuentes has to say. We got to keep moving. That's it. All right.
But we can hold him accountable for what he has to say, though. You know, we can't just let it be easy and just let him say what you have to say and be like, oh, he's just a white man talking, and he has a First Amendment right to say whatever he wants to say. Yes, but we should hold him accountable to make sure that he understands that what he's saying is not acceptable in today's society, and he shouldn't continue to say it without pushback. That's what I'm saying.
Well, let's see if he gets canceled. I doubt it.
No, he's never gonna get canceled.
I think we're striving after the win, but okay, let's move on to the next one. We're gonna now take a look at what's happening over in Minnesota. There's a new video that came out. I went through it last night, but I want to go through some of the points with you.
No, you don't ask me nothing. $2.25 million.
Get out! Are we the only community that does fraud?
How come they said this building was closed?
Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Advanced Mobility? Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
They know we're shining the light on the fraud, and they have no defense.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
The Minnesota fraud scandal continues to get worse and worse as billions of dollars of fraud has been exposed, and as I showed the world the blatant fraud taking place at daycares and other locations across Minnesota, it became the most viewed video expose on the internet and created instant change within.
So in this video, this time around, they're talking about the transportation companies and that these companies don't really have offices that they work out of. And they're also going around looking for vehicles to prove whether or not these transportation companies are committing fraud. What do you think about the first video?
The first thing I would like to know is he going to having conversations with any of the white people in Minneapolis? Why is everybody he's going after is black and brown? What's up with that? Why is it that's a thing for him? Like, so white people don't have daycare centers and Minneapolis, Minnesota. White people don't have buses. Why is it every time I see him, he wants to expose something with the black community? He doesn't know what the hell he wants to do. What he wanted to do, which he got, is he wanted to get a got you moment because Donald Trump and the administration have issues with Somali community, the immigrants. They made it an issue. He woke up one day and said, you know something, why don't I go find some Somalians and capture them on some type of shenanigans? Okay, I still believe that the report he did on the daycare is full of flaws. He didn't go back and apologize when they did prove that there were kids there. They spoke to the parents and stuff like that to show that the kids went in there. So what am I supposed to expect with him chasing and running down black folks and their business? Go talk to some white tea people. Bring some white tea people into your investigation, and then maybe I will listen to you. Because this guy, to me, is just he's like a gossip columnist. He's like, you know, back in the days we used to have these gossip, and most of it is lies. And I forgot, Inquirer. That's what he is. He's the new Inquirer back in our days. Everything in the Inquirer was a lie. It was for sensationalism. But he had a bit of racism in it because he's a far right MAGA Trump supporter, and that's all he wants to do. He want to drag people down. Also, he harmed people, right? Because he took away the funding from these actual legitimate daycare centers. And what are their parents supposed to do now? Where are they supposed to take their children? So now that not only did he impact the daycare center, the schools, he's impacting jobs. And just the other day, someone brought to my attention, and I spoke about it. It was, I think her name, I forgot her name. I said it on one of my lives, but one of the MS Now shows that I watch on occasion, Rachel Maddow, and she had a guest there that was a Minnesota mom. And she said she made a direct connection between the scandal that Nick Shirley did to the unaliving of Renee Nicole Good. This is what she said. And I'm like, yo, I blame him. I think he had a play in Renee Nicole Good being unalive. So this is what the story that comes. The Minnesota mom says that December 1st, they got a report that ICE was actually attacking or was setting up a campaign that was going to impact the school and daycare center. The whole community came together, and they decided that once they dropped their kids off, because they were so concerned with their children, that they are now going to be observers, and they're going to set up different areas to watch to see what the ICE were doing, right? This is why Renee Nicole Good was out there. And she said the reason why it happened is because Nick Shirley report, the lie that he did, brought additional agents to their area, right? And she said she didn't name Nick. She didn't name Nick. I don't remember her name, but she said there was a YouTuber reporter that came in, did this expose that kind of blew up. And then all of a sudden, we had all these people coming in the community saying that our daycare centers wasn't really daycare centers. And then we as parents, we became concerned, and we decided to unite in our neighborhood. We decided to do the whistle and be an observer. It's because of people like him. And it was him specifically that did that story that led to Nicole being out there and led to the unalivement. He has blood in his hands. That's my opinion.
Okay, so I want to have you tonight. I want you to focus on his style of trying to investigate, and I want you to see if he has a solid approach. Let's get to it.
Go ahead.
The government, as the Fed sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, and the HHS froze over $185 million in all payments to childcare. And while politicians like Tim Walz call people like me white supremacist and far-right delusional conspiracy theorists for exposing the fraud, meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota fraud scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However, the daycares is only a small portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections of the business owners and the politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years. So here in Minnesota, you have daycare fraud, you have adult daycare fraud, you have healthcare fraud, and you even have more fraud. What's some of the fraud that's also taking place here inside of Minnesota?
Well, what I think might be sort of the heart of the beast here is this transportation fraud. And what I mean by that is in Minnesota, we have something called non-emergency medical transportation. NEMT. My research has shown that there are about 1,020 such companies in Minnesota, and more than 90% of them are Somali owned.
And so right here on the table, what do we have? All this information right here.
So what do you have to say about the fact that most of them are owned by the Somalians?
Why is this folio concentrating on Somalia? So there is no other race, there's no organization that have these contracts, right? Why are they concentrating? First of all, his voice gets on my damn nerve. Can we have somebody that has a better voice? Right? Can we do that? Because his voice just rings, that it just triggers something in me. Right? Do something about the voice. But in all actuality, sir, why the Somalians? Why your concentration is there? Why can't you give a more full investigation, right? Why can't you just say there are fraud being done in this industry, right? And I am going to cover everyone that's committing fraud in this area under this administration. This industry. Why stick to Somalian? Why? It's all about race. That's all it is. It's about race. It's about kissing Donald Trump behind, because he knows that Donald Trump and the administration is pissed off with the Somalian, and he's going backwards. He picked his target, and then he's trying to make a story out of, because he doesn't like these people, and it's not fair. That's not proper journalism. That's not proper investigation. It's bull. What he's doing is bull crap. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. And his technique is, like I said, the Inquirer. He's just out here. And then he's offended when people are calling him white supremacist, because that's exactly what you are. You're a white supremacist, far-right reporter. You're only going after black and brown people. Show me a report where you're going after fraud when it comes to the white tea community, because the white tea community has fraud too. Why are you concentrating on black and brown people? What's up with that?
Okay, let's
and
get
he's not doing it, Mel, because he cares for the kids. Let's pay attention to that. He's not doing it because he cares for the children. If I had confidence that this man is going out there, he's like, oh, I care for the children, I care for the communities. He's not doing that. He's talking about funding. He's talking about the fact that that Donald Trump is getting a lot of flack because he's cutting a lot of the programs and stuff like that. And he's trying to justify Donald Trump not paying for SNAP, not paying for health coverage, not paying for Medicare, not paying for trying to pay for SSI. He's trying to say, oh, the reason why Donald Trump is not doing that is because all the money is being taken by the black and brown, and he needs to stop everything so he can investigate only black and brown Somalian people. Go ahead, Mel.
Okay, all right.
So I have a number of companies that are local here in the Twin Cities, and this is just a fraction of the companies that are out there. What I found was that the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles per company. A lot of these companies, their address is an apartment, some are in a house, some are in a convenience store, some of them in a vacant building. There's no signage, there's nobody there.
And so why would there be such a need for all these transportation companies here inside of Minnesota?
So if you think of this transportation as the hub of the wheel, so childcare is a spoke, adult daycare is a spoke, autism is a spoke, the interpreter services, which we can get into, that's another spoke. It all ties back to transportation. Why? Because those meals someone had to deliver those meals. Someone has to deliver the kid to autism, or say they did. So it all revolves around the transportation. And so when you're looking at this, you say, okay, well, let's just be conservative. Let's go on the low side. Let's say there are only 800 Somali-owned non-emergency medical transportation companies in Minnesota. Well, again, the average is 20 vehicles per company. So that's 800 times 20. And the way these NEMT companies are paid is if they...
Man, this guy, he has it down to a science. He's like a professor, right?
This guy is foolish. Listen, let's go back to 2020. In 2020, as a result of COVID, a lot of companies got rid of buildings, office buildings. We know this. We changed the whole market as a result of 2020, as a result of the COVID attack. You know, people gave up the buildings. You know, people gave up offices. People don't go in. So you're telling me, because this is organization where a lot of people are working home, right? It's almost like Uber and Lyft. Does everybody who drive Uber and Lyft goes to an office building, or are they running these from their homes and from the different setups? So that's what I want to understand. So you telling me that there's a transportation hub, right? And you have people who is actually using the transportation to provide services to these different organizations, people with special needs, right? Sign languages, right? Now you want to talk about something about sign, delivering meals. So he's talking about what they're actually doing, but he doesn't like the fact that they're not doing it in an office. So what I want to know for Mr. Nick Shirley and this guy he has, are they charging the government for an office building? That's what I want to know. Are they charging? Is there a documentation that says that they are submitting an invoice, right? Or submitting a grant? Their proposal says office building, and they're being paid $1 million for an office building that's non-existent. Because don't come to me and tell me that you are concerned because you have an organization that are using drivers, right, that's coming from different locations to provide services, because that's exactly what happened after COVID happened. A lot of people are no longer in office buildings. So I need to understand where he's going with this, and why, again, are you concentrating on Somalians? Let's talk about other people who provide the same services.
Okay, we have 200 people in the room. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Mama Flips, tell everybody how to reach you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. My name is Mama Flip. I have 2 channels. I have MamaFlipLive, which is being streamed here. We also have MamaFlipSlots, and that's the channel that I try to ask everybody to join, because we're trying to bring our subscribers on MamaFlipSlots to over 10,000 subscribers. So you can find me in either channel.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get into it really now. They're going to go out into the field, and you're going to see their critical thinking. I don't even know if it's critical thinking, but you're going to see their approach to investigation.
Okay.
They bring someone to a doctor's appointment, whatever the case might be, or Costco, or wherever they're going. Because remember, it's non-emergency medical transportation. Well, we went to Costco because they have to eat or they'll die. So that's considered, right? So it's almost impossible to figure out from the outside what exactly the payments are for each of these trips. But I have a pretty good idea. So when someone provides a transportation to a facility or a location, they're also paid for the time to sit there and wait for the appointment to end, and then drive the person back. So they're paid 3 different ways, and the average is going to be $50 per trip. So it's going to the appointment as a trip, coming back trip. So that's $100 per round trip. So if you have 800 companies in Minnesota that are NEMT companies, they all own 20 vehicles, and they're all making 10 trips a day, and it's $50 per trip. So it's 800 times 20 times 10 trips times $50 a trip. Do the math. And the reality is, how many of these trips are being provided? 0. They don't have to provide any. Why? Because when they are paid by the state of Minnesota, these companies go online and they fill out a form, and it just says, okay, how many trips, how many miles. They submit that electronically to the state, and boom, they get paid. Nobody bothers to check. They don't call the dentist, did this kid show up? They don't do anything. As soon as that form is filed with the state of Minnesota, that payment goes out immediately.
And so essentially, these transportation companies are what hold all of the fraud together, because you have the daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the adult daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the healthcare companies working with the transportation companies. So it's just another way to bill and to also make it look like something's happening here inside of Minnesota.
This is the belly of the beast. All of this fraud revolves around these transportation companies. All of it. This touches every part of fraud here in Minnesota.
And today we're going to go confront these people. We confronted them last time. There was no kids in any of the child care centers. And today, what do you expect to see?
I think we're going to see some vehicles because, you know, when I drive around the cities here, I see these these Somalis driving, and mostly it's like a Plymouth Caravan.
This guy's almost like a Sherlock Holmes, right?
He's not a Sherlock Holmes. You know what the problem is? He didn't get the contract. That's what the problem is. He didn't get the contract. So in New York, it's called Access-a-Ride, and Nassau is called Able Ride, and Uber have a wheelchair accessible vehicle. So what he's trying to explain is that you have these Somalians who has vehicles that actually pick people up and take them to these different locations. Now, there is an option at times, and it's depending on what proposal they submit, that the drivers will wait for the patient to come back out. Now, if that's not part of their proposal, and because with Access-a-Ride, they'll drop you off and then they'll go pick up somebody else and they'll come back and get you. It depends on what the proposal is. But this guy, I think, is a hater. I think the fact that he's pissed off because he tried to get this contract from the city of Minnesota. He found out he couldn't get the contract because they didn't want to give it to him. And this is why he's doing that. This is why he's doing it. Until he submit an actual paperwork, because what happens is if Somalia is getting again, let me just be very clear. In every community, there's fraud. My problem with this is that you're not showing us any concrete documentation, right? And you're concentrating on Black and brown Somalian people. I don't like that. You understand what I mean? You need to make it into a bigger, wider issue because there's fraud across the board. I need to know what the contract was. Did he apply to the contract? Did he not get the contract, right? I need to know what the proposal indicated, what the price proposal that the vendor submitted to Minnesota to say what they were doing. Right? Am I going to be charging $50 an hour for 3 hours and provide the service every time I go out? Right? Also, people have to understand it's not just $50, right? There is also living costs that goes there. So the drivers, even though the company get $50, the drivers does not get the $50. They also have different costs. You have parent leave costs, you have taxes, you have living wage costs and prices and fees. That's what actually build up the price of the organization, because they have to also add certain fees depending on what services Minnesota provide to the community. It's about some bullshit. Until I start seeing some paperwork, the contracts, the bids, this is about some just pointing at a community and trying to do a gotcha moment, in my opinion. So I want to know if he went after that contract and he didn't get it, and he doesn't like the fact that he didn't get the contract and the Black and brown people got the contract. That's what I want to know.
Okay, let's get to it.
Van or whatever. And there's never, ever, ever been a passenger. And in 7 years, I've never seen a passenger in any of these vehicles. I've followed some of them. They're going to Costco. They're going to Sam's Club. They're going to Walmart. The driver gets out, goes in there, loads up a shopping cart, comes in, puts it in the van, and off they go back to where they live.
And now we're going to go out and see what's happening with these transportation companies.
And here's the other thing. Tim Walz and the Department of Human Service, you threw the people of Minnesota under the bus. Shame on you, and I'm coming for you.
You heard it here first, David. All right, let's go. So where's the first location we're going to?
David's coming for him.
Yeah, we so scared. David Walsh is so scared of the old white man. Brother, please. Spare me your drama. We're not scared of you. And I'm in Brooklyn. I'm not even Tim Walsh, and he ain't scared of you. Brother, please. If he's spending the time for the last 7 years following these people, right? What was his intent in following these people? I need to know his full name and his company name. That's what I need to know. Because is he a reporter? Are they saying that he's a reporter? The guy that he's speaking to. Is he a fellow reporter? Because I didn't hear he was a fellow reporter. Did anybody say that he was a reporter?
I think he's just a neighborhood investigator.
Exactly. Because Nick is not a reporter. He's a new media like the rest of us, but he's some bullshit gossiper, right? But this guy, unless he's a reporter and he's writing story from the journalist aspect, he is a contractor that had a similar business that's being impacted because Black and brown people got the contract. That's what we need to find out. If anybody want to do an investigate into why this guy took it upon himself to actually go after a specific field. Only people like this, because this is what I do. So only people like this that start going after businesses is because they have a hatred because they can't make the same money. So now, because they didn't get a contract, they start trying to go after the boogeyman and start coming up with receipts. So And we need to know if he ever submitted a FOIA request to the city for this. Have he ever applied for a contract and got denied? That's what we need to know. What is his interest in all of this? Nick we already know he wants to kiss Donald Trump behind and he wants to go after Somalian people. But I want to know what this guy have against the companies that's getting the services down there.
Okay, let's get moving.
The first location is a company called Safari Transportation, Cedar Avenue South in Minneapolis.
And so what makes Safari Transportation Company an interesting transportation company?
Well,
allegedly fraudulent.
Well, the thing about Safari is that they've been registered since 2015 with the state of Minnesota as operating vehicles. And again, the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles. So if they've got 20 vehicles and they're at 607 Cedar Avenue, I have no idea where there's parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to the transportation company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there, and there's supposed to be a transportation company registered right here. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. So the location here is 607 and also 617. These are two transportation companies. We're on a main road right now, and this is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here, 607. This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we have the manager. Let's see if we can find FOD. Hello. How are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation,
Hey,
607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari Transportation,
know.
607.
Address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari Transportation is.
We don't know.
Did you
Okay,
know
so the
Fuad
business is
Omar?
not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar?
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
Money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking place. This is supposed to say, this is for Safari Transportation.
Well, we just found some fraud.
Did he just tell me he got the original filing documentation? Is that what he just said to me? Is that what I'm?
Yeah, that's what he said.
So he's telling me. So he got the original filing. Does he have any recent filing or any documentation after 2020, when everything was closed down, when everything was shut down? Does he have any recent documentation? Does he have any documentation that would to indicate whether modification wasn't done, that they did not, that they're still submitting bids for that building? Does he have anything after 20? All I'm asking is to provide me anything after 2020. That's all I'm asking, because everybody know. I mean, even I want to give you a prime example. I had a huge birthday party for my father 2 years ago in Florida, and I was reaching out to the caterer and stuff like that. We were in contact, and I went to go to one restaurant to order the rice, and I realized, oh, the barbecue spot is right near here, so let me just go and say hello. So I drive over there, and I didn't see the barbecue spot. The office was closed. Now, don't get me wrong. I was a little panicked too. I was like, oh my God, I don't know who these people are. But it was just a momentary panic because I know I've been in contact with him this entire time. So I called him and I said, hey, I'm here. He's like, where are you? I said, I'm in front of your office building and stuff like that. He said, we've been closed since 2020. I do everything now from my home because as a result of COVID, I gave up the office for 2020. Now, we've never had a conversation of exactly where he is going to provide the services. We didn't have that conversation because I didn't think, I, in my infinite wisdom, I like, oh, they're nearby. So he didn't lie to me because we never had that conversation. So I need to know, in his investigation, he has the original filing, right? Since 2015. Give me something that indicates that they're still submitting the same information. There's been no amendment, no extension, no modification after 2020. Then we could start talking to see if it's actual fraud.
Okay.
Found out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015.
And,
Safari Transportation, State of Minnesota.
and can I ask you something now?
Yes, go ahead.
Why is they harassing people? Explain something to me. Why are you harassing this guy? This guy is a legitimate business owner who has a company there. You came and you asked him a question. He said, I do not know these people. You step your ass outside because it's a private company. Now, if they get hostile, then they're the one that's going to be wrong. Why are you continuously trying? The guy said, I don't know them. Thank you very much, sir. I'm out of here. What are you trying to do to bring him into a situation where he doesn't know? Again, it's just a technique. They're trying to do a gotcha, and they're trying to disrespect the Somalian people. Go ahead.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the State of Minnesota website today. This is from today. I just printed this off today. Fuade Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari Transportation?
Okay, it's no Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent business.
Did you see Safari, anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's not
Did you
here.
see it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next address.
See.
All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation company?
617.
617 right here.
Dreamline Transportation for the State of Minnesota is registered to 617 Cedar Avenue South.
And it's a liquor store. David, they aren't even trying to hide that these are transportation companies. Where are the vans at?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
Hey, we're looking for Dreamline Transportation.
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation.
No.
Where is the transportation company?
No, we don't have this.
You ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that money wiring, 607.
The money wiring?
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring.
Yeah.
We're looking for Safari Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never did. Safari company, the money wiring, they send money there, that's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, the money.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation company.
Wow, so they're wiring money.
That's not what he said. He said that Safari is a wiring company. He didn't say that it was a transportation company. You see how they twist it around? He didn't say, the man did not say, oh, it's a transportation company that's wiring money. He said the Safari is the name of the company and they wire money. That's what he said. He didn't say nothing. He said, I don't know nothing about transportation. They don't want to listen. They just want to feed false information. Again, I'm going to say it again. I need to know. He said he has the original filing, even if you printed it out today. If it's the original filing and you have no continuous paperwork to see where we are now, then I don't know how far your investigation is going, because obviously whatever company that was there in 2015, it got changed. It got modified. Now I need to know if that 2015 filing that you just printed out on the website, all right, because we all know how websites are, especially government website. You know damn straight government website does not update continuously. You have to pay a lot of money to update it. We have community board website that's still old and decrepit. So I need to know, does he have the current filing, right? The current filing, not what's on the website, with current dates that indicates what business is in those locations. That's all I need. It's very simple to go back and say, hey, I need a current filing dating, not original filing that's posted. What is the current filing of what business exists on those buildings? That's what I want to know. Because it's not only them. You understand what I'm saying? Because if there is fraud being conducted, it's not them because they want to go after the Somalian people. They're supposed to be inspectors. You understand? They're supposed to be inventories. They're supposed to be account. They're supposed to be what is called when you do inventory. When they do not inspection. There's another terminology. These people are stressing me out so much. There's another terminology. When you have a city contract, you send people to actually go to the building and to confirm certain facts. You understand what I'm saying? You actually go and visit these buildings, right? It's not, so it's similar to inventory, but for some reason I can't think of the word.
The inspectors, they have inspectors go out.
But there's also every year you also do it is inspectors, but there's another word for it. But yes, every year we have
an audit.
Audit. Thank you. Love
okay, there you go.
Guys, thank you. Audit. That's what I'm trying to say. They have audits. So you mean to tell me that the city never did any audit to confirm the money that they're paying out to these companies, right? That's what you're saying to me. You're saying to me that they never had a renewal or an extension, that this contract has been in place since 2015. We are talking about 10 years, and nobody did an audit. Nobody came and visited the location. They haven't done any renewals. They haven't done any extension. That's what you're trying to tell me. But you going back to the original file. I have original filings in my office, but I know that originally in 2015 this business was there. But I know that they've been modification, there's been extension, there's been doing business as. By the way, it could be the transportation, but they also have business as. Has anybody ever heard of doing business as? There's one big company, but yet they have other businesses that actually we never heard of that. They just taking one piece of the information and they're not doing a full investigation. Do a full investigation and come back with us with all the receipts. All right? Just do it. And that's it. You know, you want to go so hard on a group of people and you don't have all the things. And the thing that we need to listen to is once he said that I have the original filing from 2015, I know he was about some bullshit.
Okay, all right, let's keep moving.
We go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Good morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it?
I've never heard of it. Ask next door.
He said to ask here. That you would know.
Ask next door. This is a mailbox. It's not a really far.
So, Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
okay, see you later.
What do you say about that?
And that could be true too. And that's allowed, and that's legal. That's legal. You can't actually have an LLC organization, right? And just have your mail goes there and then your company is somewhere else. You can't have, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's not specific, but for example, we have an organization, right? Our organization, we have our businesses. We have business, office business. I mean, we have the studio, right? Each of us have our own offices that fall in line under our LLC. But all of our mailing and everything goes to the PO box. If you look at the address, if it's not the studio, it would be the PO box. And there's nothing illegal about it. We've never said that we had we have a business, an actual building with our LLC, because we have offices in the house, but we do have the studio, the entertainment studio. My son have an entertainment studio. When he leased them or rented, he has one. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with saying that, oh, one of my business is connected to the mailbox, because that's where all my mails and everything comes in. So there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's the way it was written and the way it was submitted. That's what we need to see. We need to make sure that whatever documentation we have now is a lie and it's a fraud and it's a fake. That's what we need to see. That's what he needs to show us.
So let me tell you about this in New York City, right? So down the street, we have a place on Main Street very similar to this, where they have the postal boxes, but they have it. You can go to, it's called ipostal.com. It's not even a PO box. It's a mailbox that they give out for businesses. So in other words, let's say you work from home and you don't want people to know where you live. So you can get a professional box and you can have your corporation out of the box.
Yes.
And that's why people are going to this location to run their businesses. So evidently someone here has a travel company that's out of one of these mailboxes, and you're allowed to use, like on your Google Maps, they're allowed to use that location as the business address. You follow?
Yes, and of course I follow, that's exactly it. But I could go even further. Mayor Bloomberg, when he first started out, had an office. It's called the Worldwide. He had an office in the Worldwide building. My friends, who was one of the founding members of American Scottish Foundation, they offered the office to Mayor Bloomberg prior to him becoming a billionaire. He ran his business from that office, and it was just a one room. Obviously, he grew to become a millionaire, and he has office buildings and everything. But that's how he started out. That's how my friends knew Mike Bloomberg, from that. So it's been going on for many years. You either rent a office, a one-room office, right? Or you rent a mailbox. But that doesn't mean that the work that you're doing is fraudulent. It depends how you submitted the documentation, what you agreed to, what was signed, and with the city. And that's it. And we need to see what that is. We need to, if it was me, I would have gotten the proposal, I would have got the contract, I would have got a copy of the proposal. I would have got the every public facing document, the original proposal, the original request for proposal, the signed agreement. Then I would have looked for the price proposal to see what they're charging. And I would see, not from 10 years ago, I would see if there was any renewals, any amendments, any changes that was made. I would see if it's an LLC that also have several doing business as. I would do all of that. Come up with a scenario and say, okay, these are the receipts I have here. I'm not going to go to somebody's location and say, oh, black man, brown man, you have a fraud because this paperwork that's dated back to 2015 says it's supposed to be a transportation and you don't have a transportation. It's some bull. It's some bull. It's some bull to me.
Okay, let's check out a little bit more before we move on.
607 Safari Transportation doesn't exist. It's actually a money wiring business. 617 Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store. And then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable ITT services. How are you doing, man?
That's one of their services is providing these mailboxes for businesses.
Ask you,
Yes, sir.
why are you sensationalizing
Thank you.
the propaganda?
What are we
to-
sensationalizing?
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're
Are
not
you-
attacking your
are you-
community by any means.
Are you making
We're
good money
looking-
from this?
We're looking for fraud.
No, I'm
For
not.
instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607?
1 second.
It's not there.
How
And why
much-
don't you answer?
How much money are
Why don't you
you?
answer the
how much
question?
money
Where's
are you
617
making?
Dreamline Security?
How much money are you making?
I make money
of
off of
this?
YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing
That my job
and attacking
is.
the Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
fraud is
reason why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right. Let me
David,
tell you the reason why
fraud
you're
is
attacking
fraud,
this.
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud.
This
is fraud.
absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument.
So you agree with that?
Yes. Okay, and I do have something else to say about it. Yes, I agree with it. Thank you, my brother, for coming out. Okay, so I just Googled something, right? Okay, this is a prime example. Okay, yes, Minnesota. Okay. Minnesota has community boards. You see that liquor license location right there?
Yeah.
Minnesota has community boards. You know what part of the community board? You have to go to community board in order to get your liquor license. That location right there shouldn't be here if they don't have a liquor license, right? They had to go to the community board. In order to go to get your liquor license, you have to submit an application. In the application, you have to list the location that you have that you need the liquor board. So that means that if Minnesota worked like the community board that I'm part of, then that means that that's a legitimate liquor location. They submitted an application. It was already approved by the state and everything like that. So they already know, they have current documentation, because liquor license every 2 years. You have to apply every 2 years. So this is why I'm saying to these fools to come up with recent documentation, because that location shouldn't be there if it wasn't a legitimate liquor location. And that black brother right there, he's absolutely right, because all they're doing is sensationalizing, because it's white men and that's coming there and they butthurt because the black people in the community have their own business. It's the same thing as the Black Wall Street. Remember what happened to Black Wall Street? Remember that story? That there was the community that was living on, that was making their money, supporting their community, and a bunch of racist white men came and destroyed the community and unalived a bunch of people that is called a Black Wall Street. Look it up. It's the same thing that this guy is perpetrating right now. Next thing we know, we're going to have a bunch of Proud Boys and everything on there trying to run these people out of their community because they are haters and they hate the fact that black people are being successful. Again, if there's fraud, then he would have receipts. It's very simple. I could go down there and get all the information I need to make this, to decide whether it's fraud in one day. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't come up with one documentation and decide that they're committing fraud. And especially, you can't just go to black and brown community and yell at them that they're committing fraud when there's a bunch of fraud being committed throughout every single diverse community. Okay. So I'm glad that brother came out there and tell him that he's about some BS.
All right, let's get to it.
If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, you don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying that.
No.
We're not saying that.
When I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. When
I go onto your comments,
my comments.
What I see is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps, just like the Japanese community. All right, you're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the question.
Where
is the transportation
something
vehicle
that can
company?
jeopardize
Answer the question.
The safety and the protection of the Somali community.
We're talking about fraud.
If anything happens to the Somali community,
we're talking about fraud.
Listen, I'm not doing anything. I'm not physically touching you.
You're getting very close.
I'm not physically touching you. No, I'm not physically touching you.
This is fraud. We're talking about fraud. You're defending fraud. You're defending fraud. You're defending fraud.
People who hate Muslims want us out of here.
People can say what they want. I'm not censoring anybody.
Are using your material. Islamophobes use your material. People who hate Islam use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Change the Constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking.
Don't touch your brother. So now he have ICE agent with masks. Show your faces. Show your faces. Tell him he's too special, he's too soft, that he can't have a conversation with a grown man. He's scary. He's so scary that he has 3 security guards that's surrounding a black brother trying to answer his question because he's coming into his community and causing trouble. So he's scary. He's scary. Like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, don't touch him. What happened? He's a snowflake? He's a snowflake? He's scared? What's happening? What's happening? He's making a legitimate statement. You came in here because you hate us. You sensationalizing stuff. You're making us into the boogeyman, and you're doing it intentionally. It's not about fraud. If it was only about fraud and he cared about the community, then he would do a full investigation, or he would widen his investigation to prove what's happening. But he is concentrating on that community because he's a hater and he's a racist. That's my opinion. That's my opinion on this.
Okay.
About fraud.
We're
asking about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate Muslims. We're talking about fraud. We're talking about fraud.
Why are you attacking us?
This
are we
is
the
fraud.
only community that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about fraud.
Are we the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about fraud.
All right, but there's what, 300 Somali providers in all of Minnesota?
There's actually 800.
Don't keep talking.
So,
you speak English? Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen, let me tell you something.
See, this isn't a race issue, sir.
Listen, let me
this is about fraud.
We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even it's 2,000 providers.
Okay,
you
sir.
want to sacrifice the safety of
Sir.
80,000 people
We're not
because of fucking 2,000 providers? Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid.
You're
Where's the transportation company?
What about when a mass shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick fucking Shirley.
Yes.
This is about
if
fraud.
One single Somali gets hurt.
This is about fraud,
it's
sir.
because of you. Sensationalizes. You son of a bitch. Sensationalizes.
Wow, you're
Get
very
the
nice.
Out of our neighborhood.
Very nice.
Get the out of our
Sir,
neighborhood.
can you tell me where the transportation
Get the
company
out
is?
of our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the out of here.
Calm down, sir.
Get the out of here.
Sir, this is
You
about
want to
fraud.
sensationalize?
Do you think they should be treated like that?
Yes, leave my neighborhood. Exactly. I would have done the same thing. He came anywhere in my neighborhood that if I see him in person, him and I gonna have issues too. I would tell him to leave. First of all, why are you scary? Why do you have 3 mass security guards around you? Why you look like you? Why you running? You understand what I'm saying? You want to be bold and you want to come into people's community and talk mad crap, then take the crap. I love the fact that he says that he has somebody that doesn't even speak English. So he's comfortable with immigrants or people who do not speak the language as long as they have white tea skin, but he's not comfortable with black folks. Is that what it is? Why do you have somebody who can't translate properly or understand what the black man is saying? Because he's speaking perfect English. What are we doing? What are we doing, Nick? What is happening? He is so scary. He's like so scared. You scared of the black man that you got to be, and you got to be 3 masks covering face. And why are they covering their face? Why aren't they bold enough to show their face to show that they're out here with this racist attacking a community? So everybody in that community, all 800 Somalians is committed fraud, right, Nick? Nobody's working for the man and trying to feed their children and raise a family. Everybody that you meet in that community is a fraudster, right? Oh my God, this is crazy. I'm glad that the brother got his say. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him.
Wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself,
you
sir.
You wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself.
No, man.
You wanted clicks? You wanted YouTube?
Tell me where the transportation vehicle is.
Clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the out of our community.
Tell me where the transportation
out of our community.
Tell me where this is about fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims
This is about fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. I want to change the Constitution.
No, I don't want to change the Constitution.
Freedom of religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. That is what you are arguing for.
We're not talking.
Change the Constitution.
This is about fraud.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Tell me where the transportation company is then.
Get the fuck out of here.
Obviously, for this video, we had to get security because look at this now. All right, we're going. We're going. But there is no transportation company in there. Fraud.
Ooh, they're running. Wow.
That's right. Run him, my people. Run his ass out of there. Good. I love it. I love it. Yes. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Like, enough is enough, man. You understand? We out here. We on a break. As black folks, we said you got this. Congratulations. You got Congress, right? You got the House, you have the Senate, you have the Supreme Court, you have the presidency. You guys are running everything. You got it. Y'all voted for Trump and he's in office. Congratulations from my heart. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all did that shit. Y'all got your guys in. Leave the rest of us alone because we ain't coming for you. Why you coming for us? It's none of your goddamn business. And I'm so happy. And I hope every time he shows his face, he's scary. I hope every time he shows his face, they start communicating this fool is here and they run his ass out. Get him the hell out of there. Oh, that was beautiful. That made my day. The last part made my day.
All right. Let's keep moving. We're going to check out just a little bit more and then we're going to move on.
Go ahead.
There were no transportation companies.
No, none.
This isn't about race. This isn't against religion. This is about fraud. We're fighting fraud here. We're not fighting a race.
Well, and this is what happens when you put a spotlight on fraud. The people who are benefiting become extremely violent And the Somalis are the most violent people I have ever met in my whole life.
Because he couldn't answer the question.
Oh my! What do you think about that?
The Somali is not violent people. You are scary. They mind their business. There are certain key people in the community that actually are community based, right? That care about their own and don't bother anybody. Somali is one of those groups that doesn't bother. You don't hear anything as far as Somali attacking other black folks, crime rate about Somalia. You don't hear. The only thing that you heard is that they talked about Haitian people, but you don't hear anything like that. But you have these whitey people who came in there and said that they're violent. How they violent? He should have swung on you and tap you, and then we could talk about violence. But you scared that a black man is standing up for his community, and all of a sudden he's all violent. Oh, they're most violent. Give me some incidents where they're violent. Give me some incident. But this is the fragile ego of the white T man when they run scared. They can't take being criticized. You can't take it. Now all of a sudden they're wrong. Now they're violent. They committed fraud. Bro, please. I'm so excited. I hope every time he shows up, he gets scary. I hope every time he shows up, he gets scary. I love it. Go ahead, Mel. You want to show some more?
All right. Okay.
Where was the transportation company?
He wouldn't answer the question. All he did was make it about race and then issue threats.
Neither business was there or operating, and giving a very conservative estimate based off of David's numbers and other numbers online, it's fair to say each business is operating with an average of 20 vehicles and with a much lower and generous rate of $25 per trip. And with 10 alleged trips a day, each business is pulling an estimate of $1.3 million in gross revenue. And with those 2 locations alone, there's over $2.6 million in estimated fraud. All right, we're going to the next location.
What's interesting, Nick, is that one of the places we just visited, the 617 Cedar Avenue South.
What's that?
You see, after the fact that he changed his numbers, I thought it was 20 vehicles, right? When did it change, Nick, from 20 vehicles to 10 vehicles? When did it change? Did he segue into that? They all originally said that each company had 20 vehicles in a list. But why is it after the fact, when he went back to try to change the narrative, he changed it to 10 vehicles? When did that transition happen? When did that happen?
Good observation. Good observation.
I'm sorry?
Good observation.
That's for Dreamline Transportation. That's the address listed with the state of Minnesota. But the place that we're going right now is going to have vans that say Dreamline Transportation on them, but they haven't moved in months and months. You'll see they're covered with snow. There will be no tire tracks. And so why are they using this address? And all that was in there was a liquor store. And he told us to talk to the guy next door, and those were all just mailboxes. And then the guy next door said, go talk to him. I said, we just talked to him. Obviously, the cover up, and you see how they all stick together, and it's all this intimidation. And thank God we had the security we did there, because that would have been bad.
Now we're outside of this transportation vehicle company right here.
Yeah, and so you can see these are the vans that say Dreamline. You can see the sticker on the window and the numbers on the rear.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's important for them to state the day of the week when they're making the videos? In other words, if this is
day of the week. But here's the thing. Here's the most interesting thing. I just want to make sure that I understand what he's talking about. So these are vans to transport people, right? Is that the company? Now, as we can see, it's a snowy day, right? Most likely people are home and they're not going anywhere, right? Because it's a cold, snowy day, right? And I know in New York, I don't know about Minnesota, but I know in New York, when there's snow, everything stops. The only thing we do is we take public transportation when we go out. We don't take our cars outside. So I'm curious if he took into consideration the fact that this is a cold, snowy day, right? And they don't have any clients that want to leave their house, especially if they are supporting, right, people with disability, right, an older generation, which is what they say the clientele was. So I'm just curious if they went as far as just to say, hey, why is there a possible reason beside fraud why these cars are not moving in a snowy, cold Minnesota day. I'm just curious, but go ahead, Mel. Go ahead. And yes, they should tell us the time and the day that they're actually out there, because we don't know if they're
None of these
on Saturday or Sunday. We don't even know if the reporters on Saturday or Sunday. They could be out there on Saturday or Sunday, and their office is not even open in their park, and they only work from 9 to 5, right? Or they could be. We don't know. We need the date. We need the time that you're out there. We need everything to show the fraud. A full investigation. But go ahead, Mel.
These vehicles have moved in 8 months. I've been taking timestamp, date stamp photos. All these vehicles are in the exact same spot they were 8 months ago. And look, there's no tire tracks, so they haven't moved.
And this van as well, this is Dreamline. Dreamline was the location where we got chased out from the Somalis on 617 Cedar. And this is a vehicle from Dreamline that actually didn't even exist. It was a liquor store. And now it's here, and the vans haven't moved at all. Literally, no vans and no tire tracks anywhere.
Well, this seems to be pretty good investigative work. What do you think?
Bullshit. Bull. As you can see, the cars is covered with snow. As you can see, I want to know when the snow happened, right? I want to see the receipts in which he had video footage 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, to indicate that these cars doesn't move. Also, how do we know that these cars don't have set parking locations, right? When you work for certain businesses, some people, some drivers, they set parking locations where you know where your car is supposed to park. How do I know that behind the car, they don't have certain placards that show where each car is supposed to go? How do I know that? How do I know that they're not here actually doing a video on a Saturday after there was a snowstorm and people are not supposed to go out, and the fact that they didn't drive the car yet because there's no work yet? How do we know that? Where is the receipts? Are they going to show? I think because somebody said wait until she see the end of the video. Are they going to show receipts? Have you seen the whole thing? Am I going to be surprised with a bunch of records and receipts and photo and 8 months of photo from Monday to Friday for 8 months? Am I going to get all of that from the white T guy, the older one? Am I going to see all these receipts at the end of the video?
Well, he's been keeping it for 8 months. He has a lot of information.
No, but does he have the receipts? Am I going to see the receipts?
He said he has timestamps from his pictures on this camera.
Okay, did he show it at the end of the video? Do we have it?
No.
Oh, so did you see? You saw the whole investigation, right? This is not the first time you and I are watching it together.
No, he
right?
doesn't. He doesn't break that.
He hasn't prepared. He hasn't showed. So far, the only thing this man has in his hand is a bunch of assumptions, a bunch of bullshit, and a document, a filing document that he printed out that says it's dated since 2015. He's not talking about people doing business as. He's not talking about LLC. He's not talking about any of that stuff. He's not telling us the time that he's outside. He's not telling us whether there was a snowstorm. He's not telling us whether the clients don't want to come out. He's not doing none of that. He's just making all these assumptions as a result of his hatred of Somali people. This is good. This is good.
All right. So what we're gonna have to do, we're running out of time. I know we're having such a good time, right, Brian? But anyway, we got to keep moving. I want to show you that the officer in Minnesota was struck by the van. All right. Okay, so let's go.
So we're going to conclude with this. Can we?
No, we're going to come back. We're going to come back to it next week, though. We have to.
Yes, I would like to.
Or if you want, I'll do another special night to finish this off. Okay.
But we want receipts, right? We want current receipts, right? We want.
You won't have all that. They don't give you all that.
Then there's no reason that we need to revisit that until he comes up with them. We don't need to revisit. Mel, there's no reason for us to disrespect our Black brothers and sisters of Somali nation until he has a concrete receipt. Right now, he's the inquirer, right, who is sensationalizing a situation. If he doesn't have receipts, then I don't need to talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? I need more. I need more. And it's very easy for him to get.
Very good. Now let's take a look at
somebody said, somebody said don't bring me back. I have a show with him. Sorry, can you pause that? Decade, we have a show every Thursday. So welcome back. And please like, subscribe, and share, because I'm here every Thursday at 8 o'clock. So thank you. Thank you so much for for recognizing and suggestion that I don't come back. Thank you. Anyway, let's go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to show you that the
I'm not
officer.
Somalian, I'm Haitian. But I know what it is like to be for white team men to be racist against black and brown people. Sorry, Mel, go ahead.
All right, I want to show you that the officer was struck, and I want to see what you think about that. All right.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning.
People are saying that she sounded sarcastic. She was just, I think it was Megyn Kelly said she's just, you know.
It doesn't matter whether, first of all, she didn't sound sarcastic to me, but it doesn't matter if she was sarcastic or not. The fact of the matter is that she took the time and she spoke to him and she said, dude, I'm not mad at you. It's okay. You understand what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me that from that conversation, you didn't get that she is actually engaging in a conversation with you and telling you that it's cool, that you do what you have to do and I'm doing what I have to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's what she's saying to him. And you mean to tell me in that PTSD mind, you didn't register that this woman actually communicated with you to tell you it's all good? Go ahead, Mel. Go ahead.
All right, let's go.
Morning, just so you know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the.
See the dog in the back seat?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And did he unalive the dog?
I don't know. Didn't hear anything about the dog. I just wanted observation.
I'm just curious. Go ahead.
Fucking car. Get out of the car. Whoa!
Okay, so you hear him say, whoa, and you hear the impact, right?
No, I didn't hear the impact. Some people said it was his phone dropping.
Okay, we're going to get to it. I have slowed down the video for you, so I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so look, pay attention here, right? As the car turns, you see her wheel, but you're going to see she nudges him. You'll see by the way his body moves that he's actually hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, look, right here. See that? He released it. He releases his shot, and then the vehicle actually hits him in the hip area, leg area.
You heard what you just said, right? He releases the shot.
Yes.
And the car hit him. You see what I mean? That means that her foot was already either near the gas, and when he released the shot, it hit her, and her foot pressed the gas, and it possibly hit him because he was already on the left-hand side. You see, everyone leads us to believe that she intentionally tried to drive him over because he was in front of the car, and she intentionally pressed the gas. That's not what happened. She was turning the wheel, because you could see it in his video that she was turning the wheel around, and he was going around the car. He was going around the car, and as soon as the pew pew hit him, because you have to look at the trajectory of the metal pew pew, how it was perfectly aligned to the driver's side. As soon as it hit her, that's when the car moved forward. But nobody wanna.
So I want to show you. Let me break it down. I want to show you that he releases the shot. Right. Yep. Now listen. This is a separate argument, because people could argue and say, well, he was reaching over her hood to shoot her, and that's why he got hit instead of getting out the way. Right. You can make all these arguments, whatever. But right now, I just want to show that his body that the SUV made contact with his body. And I'm going to show you it occurs maybe 1 second, 1 second after the shot. So I'm going to show you that. All right. So let's see. Boom. Okay, right here. Let's pay attention.
Okay, paying attention.
At some point, and I'm saying that by nature. I'm sorry. Nothing personal. So at some point, she's backing up, and then she's pulling forward, but you see him grabbing his weapon, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. You see, it's right over the hood at this point. From the other angle, you're going to see that his gun is just extended over her hood at this point, right?
Okay.
Watch the shot. Okay, so she's getting close. Instead of moving, he's targeting her, right? You can see that. Okay, the shot, and then you see he takes a hit. Like one, it's all like in one fell swoop.
1 second, exactly.
Like it's probably like milliseconds, but right after. Okay, so let's keep going. See that? Now let's look right here. Okay, so here we go. One more time. But now I want you to focus on his body and that the vehicle actually strikes him.
After he pew-pewed her, yes.
Okay, so we're gonna get to the shot right there. Boom. You see that? He takes a hit. All right. So that's my only point. I just wanted to make it clear.
Your point is valid.
Because people are still debating. People are still debating whether he got hit or not.
The fact is that there is a video of him, there is a video of him facing her and her conversating, him going around the car. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's coming up next. I have that angle too.
The fact is that again, her intention was to steer. She was steering the car away from him. He has a video of her steering right. There's also a video of her backing up. Some people telling me on my live that the reason why he took the pew-pew out is because she was backing up the car, right? So he prepared himself by taking the pew-pew out. You see, that's not what he was supposed to do. What he was supposed to do is move his big fat ass out of the front of the car. That's what he was supposed to do, but he didn't do that. As a result of, and I'm very convinced of that, this guy should not have been out there. He was already in a similar situation 6 months before. He was very angry because a man actually rolled over him, right? He put himself in this situation because he wanted to teach somebody a lesson because it happened to him 6 months before, and he decided to unalive her. It's because of his action that she's unalive. It's not because of her action. It's because of his action. He's been doing this job since 2016. He's not new to this. He's not even true to this, as the kids say. He's bad at this. You understand what I mean? He should have known every step, every policy that's in place. And I also brought up the policy so we could go through it because I spoke about it. What is required for them? There was a settlement that there's a bunch of policy they're supposed to adhere to, which also include not engaging in this type of scenario when it comes to cars. Also, which I didn't know until I heard, his wife said that they were American. So he wasn't even supposed to talk to her. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, at the end of the day, if he got hit, and there's video showing it, is as a result of him pew-pewing her, and the car launched forward. That's what happened.
Okay, we're gonna see the angle of him being in front of the vehicle and how far he was over her hood. We'll get to that, but let's keep moving here.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I have to keep moving.
Let's put this video under the microscope and walk through it. And I can tell you, I've watched this over 24 times right now. The focal point is going to be the front left fender of that vehicle and the agent that is then beyond it who decides to open fire. Now, the way agents are trained, first of all, and the police chief alluded to this in the press conference, is that they're not permitted to fire into a moving vehicle solely for the purpose of disabling the vehicle. When you look at that video, you can actually see that vehicle making contact, the front left of that vehicle, with the ICE agent who is there. But again, it'll come down to a matter of question: could that agent have moved?
I want to go back and catch that. Okay, so this is the front angle.
Actually see that vehicle making contact, the front left of that vehicle, with the ICE agent who is there.
In this angle, you can see he's extended.
Conference is that they're not permitted to fire into a moving vehicle solely for the purpose of
with his weapon.
Yeah, he had a weapon out. You could see it on his phone. You could see the fact that he started out with the videotaping with his phone, and then he moved his phone to his left hand so that he could put his hand on his actual weapon and stuff like that. Some people are saying that he decided that he was going to do that once she backed up the car, right? That's what they said that he's doing. So in his mind, he backed up. She was back in the car so she could ran to him. The problem with that conversation is that when she was back in the car, she was turning the wheel to the right-hand side away from him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And a lot of people would say that, oh, when all of these things was happening, why didn't she stop and park? You know why? Let me tell you why. Because she's a white tea woman, and she didn't think that a fool that she probably considered like another white tea guy that could be her brother was going to unalive her. That's why she didn't park. That's why she wasn't. That's why she didn't do anything. She didn't expect to be unalived by this fool. If it was a black and brown person, we probably would have done something different because we already know that officers are known to unalive unarmed black and brown person. But when it comes to her in her mind, two things could have happened. It could have been flight or fight. And also, she just spoke to him. She just told him that it's all good. Like, it's okay. You do what you have to do. I have to do what I have to do. I don't think that she thought that this fool would have took a pew-pew and unalive her alive in the big middle of the day with a bunch of witnesses. I don't think she thought that.
Okay, let's check it out.
Disabling the vehicle. When you
Okay, so now you see the front angle.
look at that video, you can actually see that vehicle.
You see how his body is positioned in connection with her hood. This gun is extended for I think that's for Kip in the audience.
Making contact, the front left of that vehicle with the ICE agent who was there. Again, it'll come down to a matter of question. Could that agent have moved out of the way? They're not required to retreat. There's no duty to retreat when facing someone who may be potentially violent. Now, there's another thing to point out too, and that's the angle that we see from the bystander, is that it appears just before the shots are fired, the front wheels on that vehicle turn to the right. That's an indication, obviously, to us from that vantage point that the driver is about to move out of that location toward the right. That's why this is such a powder keg, because there are essentially two aspects of this. There's the policy, the law, what agents are allowed to do, and there's an issue of judgment. Just because you can do something, should you? That is why we're going to continue to see this outrage, because that agent's decision to pull his weapon, if he indeed found himself in a situation where he's in fear for his life, caused the death of a local resident there.
Okay, so that's that.
He is wrong. I have a copy of the policy. The policy does say you have to avoid vehicle confrontation. There was a settlement that was in place in February that's actually going to expire. It was in place in March in 2022 that indicates apparently there was a lawsuit and they have specific policy for the ICE agent and wanted to touch on what to do in case of vehicles. Would you like me to bring it up so we could see it, look at it together?
Yeah, definitely. You could do that. We could look at it after we go over this one that's up. So you could just pull it up at your leisure.
Yes.
I just want to go over this incident that everybody's talking about in regards to Corey Holcomb and Anton. What's his last name? Anton Daniels, I believe it is.
You have Anton Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels is his last name. So I'm gonna get this pulled up so we can get to the part where it gets kind of thick here. Let's see. Okay, he's still sitting there. I think it's around this point. All right, so I'll start playing it and I'll get your viewpoint on this viral moment. Everybody seems to be talking about it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
You under control by the people who will motherfucking blow this motherfucker up.
Ooh.
We ain't stupid.
Who is he? Because I want to know who.
Why do you think that ICE agent was able to shoot that woman?
I want to know who the. Hold on. Let's be real. Fuck that woman.
Well, that's what you would say to somebody you don't know or whatever.
No.
I'm on the streets. I've been pulled over by the police.
Who ain't on the streets?
Or the ICE agents or whatever.
You in LA. I'm in Detroit. I'm in the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to go. I choose to stay in the core of my
Brian.
City, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to tithe to the streets. I choose to put kids through college. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50 people. I put my money in my community with my people. So I choose to engage. So when we talking about being in the streets, that don't count to me. I don't hear that shit.
That's what should count.
I don't hear that
because
shit.
out there in the streets where the people live that you helping, they could get pulled over and shot by a cop, and
sorry guys,
an investigation will be said. But here's the truth: we know, if I believe you know this already, when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
God, this is so crazy.
Do you think that's wrong? What I said?
This is so insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
But you didn't answer it.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not.
I don't think you got
people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I
talk
don't
about
know.
liberal white women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
No, I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that. But here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go.
Sorry, guys. KS, we played that video. I guess you arrived after we played it.
After black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall of it?
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you taking
you don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You're too busy.
My capacity that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud, and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it. And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see,
let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
ain't nobody
suck
gonna
dick.
tell you. Yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck
Yeah,
dick.
you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck dick, homie.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't
Believe
do
me when
that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch seats.
Let's switch seats. I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit, homie.
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Well, I tell you what. Watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't.
All right, this is outrageous as far as what
I'm
he's
sorry,
saying.
guys.
Anyway, we'll leave it.
On TikTok because they keep talking about the D situation.
So what are your thoughts on the behavior that's here?
I think I've always felt, and I've heard of him before, but I don't watch him. But Antoine is one of our young Uncle Rucuses, right? He likes to concentrate on the negativity of the black man, right? And make excuses that YT people could use to degrade black and brown people. That's who he is. He's a Rucus, right? He's an Uncle Rucus. He yes, sir, yes, ma'am, the YT people, and he just bring down his own people. He says that he is he brings smoke for all people, but yet the only smoke most of the time he speaks about black people. He just said something negative about liberal white women, because liberal white women are the ones that would be at least they used to be the ally of black folks. So anybody who's adjacent to black folks or anybody that's black, he has a problem with. He can't come out because originally he was saying, I believe, because I just saw the clip. I didn't watch the whole thing prior to you playing it. So originally, I think Corey, is his name Corey? Corey was saying very simply, why can't you say something negative about the white T-man, right? Why can't you say something negative? Why is it you always have to talk about the black person? And he also went in, if I had listened to him, he also went in and he brought a prime example about black folks being unalived, right? On these streets. So why can't you say that it's wrong to unalive black folks? And Antoine had some silly statement when it came to that about almost putting the ownership of unarmed black men on being unalive on the black man. So he's a rookus. You understand? He believed that white people are better than black folks, that black folks is lazy and they don't have the same ambition as white people. And all we do is complain because we have the same opportunity white people. And this is why I have a problem with the rookuses and the anti-rookuses of the world. They want us to think that we have the same opportunity as white people and that we're just not working as hard as them. They don't see the disadvantage that black and brown people have and that we have to continue struggling in order to even be equal to what white people have at birth. He doesn't see that. He doesn't see that. And he just used every single statement that is used by the far right to degrade his own people. And his type of person, and I will say it, I say this all the time, there are certain black people that doesn't understand the black experience. He doesn't understand it. You understand? He acts like it, but he doesn't. Because if you have to live a black life and experience a black life to even be able to have conversations. Because if you start giving all these excuses, to me, that means you don't even understand how it is to be really black in America.
Okay, what does this say for black people at large that this happened on a podcast where you would expect both of them are well known, have money? Does that play a part in any of this?
I mean, it does, but it also, I mean, everybody should be professional, right? But the thing is, we as black folks, especially now, I think prior to Donald Trump, there was a lot more respect and a lot of implied racism, right? It wasn't in your face, and you didn't necessarily get too many black folks coming in your face wanting to kiss Donald Trump behind and telling us that we're wrong and the white people are right? But now we're in an environment where the Make America Great people, love you, Make America brothers and sisters, independents, and the young folks put us in a position where Donald Trump is run the world, and we are being disrespected, degraded at even higher basis than before. So we're tired of it, and we're particularly tired when our black and brown face people is coming out and accepting that BS and trying to sell us this bull. Like, oh, it's not their fault, it's your fault. He's not really racist. He just expect more from you. You just tired of it. So yeah, it shouldn't have happened. But in all honesty, he did tell him, don't use the DIC word on me. And he did, because he's emboldened. So he got mad. And everybody should be happy with that, right? Because this is what MAGA is all about, right? MAGA is about First Amendment, saying what you want to say, how you want to say it. If you want to call a black person the N-word, you could do that. If you want to call a child, you could tell a child that he's a thief and he's a liar. You could do that. So they should just expect it and love the fact that they push this agenda, that Donald Trump can say anything he wants, so then everybody else. So it should just be acceptable.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm going to show you something else. Brian had wanted me to show this to you. So this happened last night in Minnesota.
All right, show it to me.
All right.
This is breaking news from WCCO News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Frank Vassalero, and we are following breaking news right now out of North Minneapolis. A federal officer has shot someone in a neighborhood of North Minneapolis. This shooting comes exactly 1 week after an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Good in South Minneapolis. This is a live chopper shot. We're talking about an area of around 24th Avenue North. We already have a statement from the Department of Homeland Security. This all began around 7 o'clock this evening. They tell us that federal law enforcement officers were targeting a traffic stop of what they call an illegal alien from Venezuela. They said this person evaded arrest, got out of the car and ran, crashed his vehicle. He said the person then got out and started running on foot. The federal officer caught up to the person who was running away, tried to go ahead and arrest him, and they say he resisted and violently began to assault the officer. They say that while the federal agent was on the ground, there was a struggle, and two people came out of a nearby apartment and then started to attack the federal officer with a snow shovel and a broom handle. The officer said that he was being attacked by those three people now and fearing for his life, took out his weapon and fired his shots. One hit the original person he was chasing in the leg. They say all 3 people then ran back in the apartment and barricaded themselves inside. The officer who was attacked trying to make the arrest, and also the person from Venezuela who he shot, are both in the hospital right now. As you can see, there is a large police presence on that entire block, lots of flashing lights.
Are you disgusted that the guy tried to hit the officer with a shovel?
No, I'm not. Just like most people are not disgusted with the fact that the officer unalived Renee Nicole Good. You see, this is where we are right now in America. I don't know if the story is true. I don't know if the guy was allowed to chase down this guy, right? We don't know if he has a warrant to arrest him. We don't know nothing. We just saw an ICE agent unalive a white tea woman on live TV. And now we're expected to believe everything they say. I don't know. It's possible that the 2 people that came outside saw a man in a mask with a mask. That's what they have. They have a mask on, they covered, and they see that he's attacking one of theirs, right? One of their people. Or they just maybe the neighbors. And they're like, oh, I see a guy that I don't know. He's fully masked. It's scary. We just learned that they unalived the white tea woman. So yeah, we're going to help him. We're going to protect the guy, right? And it just goes to show, again, the ICE training. Why are you by yourself, right, rolling up without a warrant, without doing an official, and you attacking a Venezuelan person? Now, let's say the guy was illegal, right? Let's say he escaped. Where's your backup? Where's the official procedures that you need to follow in order to pick him up, right? Where is that? You lone wolf, because you guys think that you are, you guys think that you own the world, right? And you won't do what the hell you want to do. You long wolf it, chase this man down, you tackled him, you didn't get back up, you get slapped around by 2 other people trying to defend their friend, you pew the guy, you lucky they didn't use the Second Amendment right to pew you. You lucky that's all you got was hit across the head with a shovel, right? You don't know how to do your job. You don't know that. Everyone knows that you're not supposed to do something like that. So
hold on one second.
In the head, hey, I mean, you didn't follow policy and procedures.
People in the audience are really giving you a hard time. Can you let them know that you are a high-ranking official? You're big time.
Yes, I am big time. I am a high-ranking official, and everybody who knows me should know me. I always say, does anybody on the live know who my son is? So if you know who my son is, then you would know what level I am across the way. But not only my son, because I talk about hip hop when it comes to him, but yeah, I'm very well connected, very well connected. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, I know from personal experiences. You understand what I'm saying? This is why when I tell you that there is a lawsuit that was settled, there were several lawsuits that were settled when it came to ICE agent and the policies and procedures they're supposed to follow when they make these arrests. I have a copy of the settlement so we could read through it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you guys may not like what I have to say. And it's a given. My sons don't like what I have to say most of the time. But the thing is, I lived a very long, so far, successful year. I'm very well learned, very well educated, and I'm going to say what the hell I want to say either way. I'm a Black woman in New York, in Brooklyn. I'm pissed off at the current administration, and I'm going to give my 2 cents. Now, a lot of you guys are upset, but I'm okay with it because guess what? You guys did the same thing since Donald Trump went down the escalator on 2015. All you guys did was drag us. All you guys did was drag our presidents. Y'all can't even let our past president live and lie. Y'all still going after Obama with the tan suit. Y'all still calling Michelle transgender. You guys dragged every one of us. When Nancy Pelosi husband got assaulted, how many jokes? What did Don Jr. did? He's put a hammer with a underwear and he tweeted it. So give me a freaking break with your with hurting your feelings. Y'all just don't like seeing the same energy that y'all gave to us coming out of a black woman's face. So I don't care, my love. But I do love y'all. Let me. I want to pause a little bit because I did do this on the live. Let me pause a little bit. I want to make sure that you guys understand. I'm giving my opinion on subject matters, right? I have mega families, and I talked about before, people in my family that voted for Trump twice and love him dearly, and I love these people. They support me. I'm not mad anymore at the mega brothers and sisters. That's why I call you guys brothers and sisters. As far as I'm concerned, we all the same, different colors. We just don't agree. I'm not mad at you guys anymore. 2016 to 2020, I was mad at y'all. But when y'all came back and y'all won this for your boy, not only did you win the election, you won the popular vote. I gave y'all respect, right? I gave y'all respect. I'm like, okay, they did that. Now I gotta learn from what y'all did so I could better educate myself. So I'm learning from you guys, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to give you guys a piece of my mind, because y'all spent our last 10 years telling us to kiss every crevices of your body. Everything we did wrong, y'all call us sheepling, you call us sheep, you call us liars, you call us jokes, y'all call it. So now it's our turn. It's our turn. And people like me, I'm enjoying the moment because I'm enjoying the fact that I don't have to be polite to y'all anymore. I love y'all. Don't get me wrong. I have no hate or anything. If I met anybody, we're good, right? If you meet me in person, we'll have a drink, we laugh or joke. I have friends that's mega. I do mega panels on TikTok all the time. You could go on my YT. I have hours of talking to mega. We talking to each other about different issues. We good. There's no hate between me and the mega community. The person I can't stand, the person I hate, close to hate, or possibly hate is Donald Trump. But the rest of y'all, we good. But I'm going to tell y'all to kiss my behind whenever I think y'all wrong. And that's what it's going to be.
Now, last time you were talking about Christianity with some in the audience and all that, and people were saying you must love your neighbor as yourself. What do you think about that?
My neighbor as myself, but I think my neighbor's assholes.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, Mel, but it's the truth. I do love my neighbor as myself. Like, are you talking about should I love Trump?
Well, he would be your neighbor.
He's not, but he doesn't love me though. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, love that neighbor as thyself, right?
Trump says he loves everyone.
Doesn't love me. Okay, love that neighbor as I love myself. Look at myself. Let's just say I hated myself, right? All I did was rugs. I put myself in danger all the time, and I'm not eating, right? And I put myself in harm's way. That means that I hate myself. So if I hate myself, then how can I love somebody else? You see, that's what Donald Trump is. Donald Trump hates himself. You understand? So he can't love us. So he's not practicing. So I can't love him. Now, if I have MAGA people in the community that loves everybody. They did something crazy, but at the end of the day, and I say MAGA, everything that MAGA does is based on some form of racism. I still stand on that. It could be a little racism or a lot of racism. But I believe that MAGA community, they voted for Donald Trump. There's some racist. There's something in there in the actual core and the moral that they're missing in order to vote for this guy. That's just my opinion. But that doesn't mean that it can't be compartmentalized. That a lot of MAGA people are really people that I could hang out with, laugh and joke and have good times with, because we don't have to agree with anything. But that doesn't mean though that I have to approve, because y'all didn't approve for my vote for Hillary. Y'all didn't approve for my vote for Kamala. Y'all didn't approve for my vote for Barack Obama. Y'all didn't approve of nothing. Y'all called me all kind of shit. Now it's y'all turn. The same way I accepted it, y'all accepted it too. That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let the people know you've met Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Joe Biden.
Yes. And I have actual pictures. Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. I'm very political. I'm on leave. I'm on leave. Once y'all voted for Donald Trump, congratulations. Now I'm on leave. I'll come back and be part of the political party if we get the House. If we win the midterm election and we get the House, then I'm back, and then y'all start seeing me shaking and rolling and being part of the the party again and being invested. I still hold political office. Yes, I still have a couple of political office, but in general, I'm just out here just having a good time talking to you guys, trying to make money. I'm trying to get rich like Trump. You understand? Y'all telling me I'm gonna be rich. Everybody tell me once I vote for Trump, I'm gonna be rich. So I'm trying to take the opportunity to have some money. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm giving you guys what y'all want. Y'all voted for him. Congratulations. This is your world. We're just living in it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna say what the hell I want to say as I live under your reign. And that's it.
But what about the fact that Donald Trump, he went and fought for the Christians in Africa? Really? What do you think about that?
You mean the Nicki Minaj thing? What did he do? He went to what he did for the Christian in Africa? What did he do for them?
He dropped some bombs over there, you know.
Ooh, we gotta be careful. Sorry, tickety talk.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he dropped some stuff, and what did that accomplish? When he sent when he sent those equipment down there, what did that accomplish? Are their lives better? Are they eating better? Are they happier now after he did that? Is he continuing the action to make sure that they have food, they have medication, they have housing? Is he continuing?
I think he goes to church every Sunday.
Oh yeah, which church? Did we figure out which church he go to yet? Because I know I asked the question. I've asked the question over and over and over and over again. Can somebody tell me what church Donald Trump goes to every Sunday? I am still waiting for that answer. Just one. Just somebody just give me the name of the church. Show me something that show that this man go to church every Sunday. And not have that weird white tea woman put hands on him. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his actual, he get his fat ass up on Sunday morning and go to church. I need to see that picture. I just need to see something. Give me a name. Give me something. Which church? Which church you go to? Because there's one there's one in Washington, D.C. that they go, the Bidens used to go all the time. Even in Florida, I'm sure there's a bunch of mega churches in Florida. Show me one Sunday this fat ass got up and went into a church. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. And then I'll let it go. You know, just show me. That's it. But that's it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, I know I'm fat. See, the thing is, I am a fat big woman. Who said that? You see, D707. I am fat. You understand? I said I'm a thick woman. But the thing is, just because I'm fat doesn't mean I can't call somebody else's fat. Just because Donald Trump has mental illness, he could make fun of people who have disability while he is a mentally disabled person. You see how that works? You see how he called all women, black women, fat and ugly? You see what he did to Rosie O'Donnell? Call her ugly and fat, blah, blah, and his big fat ass on TV. You see how that works? You understand what I'm saying? You see, I'm doing what he's doing. Y'all just don't like it because it's coming from a black woman. But I'm talking to y'all the same way Donald Trump talked to us all the time. He don't hide nothing. Even the female reporters. But y'all mad. Don't get mad, darling. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. But
Pretty Ting says, where's the $2,000 stimulus?
I am waiting for my money. Let me tell you something. You guys don't understand. I'm waiting for that checkity check. Yeah, y'all promised me there was going to be no wars. You told me that he was going to end all the wars in the two major big wars. He was going to end it on day one. You told me we was going to have amazing health care, right? That's going to replace Obamacare, which is according to Affordable Care Act. And you told me I was going to get $2,000. We are a year out. Where my $2,000? At the minimum, where my money at? Yeah, he's not giving me nothing. Come on now. Let's go.
Okay. Some people say you have hatred. What does that mean?
Yes, let me tell you something. If you spoke to me between 2016 and 2020, I would agree with you. I can stand all of y'all. I couldn't stand on y'all. I couldn't even have a conversation with any MAGA at all. I couldn't talk to y'all at all because I thought y'all was the most insane, ridiculous bunch of people. Talking about people putting kids in cages and stuff. It was ridiculous. It was disgusting. I spent most of my time protesting, marching, even during COVID. fighting all type of injustice, helping people who's been impacted by unfair policies, fighting the police. I did it all. I'm her, right? But this time, I'm actually enjoying myself. Don't get me wrong. I don't like what is happening. I don't like the impact that is having on people. But I'm actually able to find my humor and stuff like that with all this bullshit. And in the meantime, yeah, I hate Donald Trump. I can't stand him. But I say the hate word when it comes to Donald Trump because it gives you guys something to react to. I don't know him personally to hate him like that. I hate him as a figure. You understand what I'm saying? Just like I hate the devil. I haven't met the devil yet. If I meet Donald Trump, maybe I'll meet the devil. But at the time, I'm hating who he represents. I don't know him to hate him directly. Like, I'm not going to go after the man. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? But I do the hate word because it makes y'all crazy. But I intensely dislike the man, and I think he's crumb. And I don't think that you guys should have voted for him in. But y'all did. Congratulations. And he should be allowed to do everything that he promised he was going to do for America, because that's the only way you guys going to learn what is right and wrong and what is good and bad. So yeah, so I don't hate anybody. I'm good. Thank you for saying that. Oh, love you. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'm good. I promise you guys. If you think you see Mel's a sweetheart, he allows me to go crazy on y'all. But I promise you, I'm good. Y'all should have met me. Ask my sons. Y'all should have met me from 2016 to 2020. I wasn't even talking to people. I would go to the office. After the election in 26, when he won, I didn't speak to anybody in the office for at least 3 months, because I know that there was a lot of mega supporters in my office that I work with, and I know who they are. I didn't speak to nobody. Nobody could even talk to me except for saying hi. They used to have to send me emails and stuff like that. I ain't messing with y'all racist ass motherfuckers. That's how I felt. Now, I've worked with some of these people for over 20 years, but I wasn't playing with them. This time I came to work, I took 3 days. I took like a week off after the election in 2016. I went to work the next day. I was like, yo, what time it is? I went to lunch. I had a conversation with people. Everybody was looking at me like, okay, let's see if she's going to go crazy. But I didn't. I was upset. I woke up upset. I breathed. I'm like, okay, that's what they want. And this time, not only was it the election. You see, the thing that got me is it was because it wasn't not only the electoral vote, but it was the popular vote too. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did that? All right. Okay, thank you. Y'all taught me a lesson. That's good. That's where we are in America. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna resign from some of my positions. I'm gonna concentrate on social media, right? I'm gonna get something that I'm really interested in doing that's outside of politics and just really enjoy myself, right? I'm gonna just try to save money. I'm gonna go out more with my friends and my family. I'm gonna not march. I'm not marching for y'all. My Latino brothers and sisters, so you know I love y'all. I do. And if I meet somebody from Venezuela, Latino, Black and brown, that's being attacked by an ICE agent, I probably will get pew pew too, because I will step in between to prevent them from hurting somebody else, because that's just who I am. But I'm not going to be marching with y'all, not when y'all voted for him. I'm not doing that. There's certain things I'm not going to do, right? In a bigger scale, because I want to break. Y'all voted for this. So it'll be ridiculous for me to put myself through the same anguish that I did for 4 years. So no, I'm not hateful right now. I'm just petty. I'm petty. Y'all can say that. Yeah, I'm petty. But I'm not angry. You know, I'm having good times. I met a lot of great people. That's mega. A lot of great people. That's mega. I promise you. And we're good.
Okay, pretty things agree with you. All right, we reached our time. Would you take a moment and give some closing remarks?
Yes. One day me and Mel got to sit down and you guys just send me questions, because I see your comments, but I don't really read the comments. So it doesn't throw me off track and I don't get pissed off, you know? So one day we got to just go through all the comments so I could just respond one by one. But I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to congratulate Mel on reaching 20,000 subscribers. I saw that. Congrats. I saw a post that you put. Was it recent?
Yes.
Congratulations. Congratulations on 20,000. Okay. Thank you for inviting me to be your co-host on Thursday. Believe it or not, even though I have but we have to show something. Oh, we can't end now. You forgot something. We have to do something before we end. But I want to thank you. But before we go, we need to show this. I'm sorry. You almost made me forget. Okay, we have to share this. Sorry, guys, we have to extend this. as I said, that there was a lawsuit that took place, right? All right, hold on. That took place that shows. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Yes. Okay. I would like everybody to there's several lawsuits, right? But it's I'm gonna spell the name. CASTANON Nova NOVA versus the Department of Homeland Security. This is a settlement that took place between Homeland Security. It was, I believe, March of 2022, and it expires on February, I think, 6, 2026. These are the rules of engagement that's supposed to be conducted between people that are actually arresting people, right? This is the agreed part. And I'm just going to read a couple of they need to have this is a lot more complicated than the one I actually wanted to bring up, but let me see if I can find it. I was trying to find the one I really wanted to show you guys, but we're running out of time. Nationwide documentation, material, Kentucky, and stuff like that. But next time I'll come in. But I just want to show you guys that in some of these situations, they have to make sure that they have the location of the rest. This is no, this is not it. Oh my gosh, I wish I could find it for you guys. I don't want to be, all right. I may not be able to find it, but I want you guys to look up this so that we could talk about it. In this is the documentation. But in this documentation, I'm going to stop sharing it because I wish I could find it. But in this documentation, it talks about what the rules and regulations are and engaging with as an ICE agent. And one of the things they talk about is what to do when you come across someone in the car, right? There is a specific word where they talk about you supposed to avoid any interaction as an agent when it comes to cars. It specifically is written in this rule. So please take a moment, look it up, look up the settlement, look up the wording so that we could talk about it next time. All right, I'm going to end it there. And then next time I'm going to find it for you and so that we could talk about it in more detail. Okay, but it talks about the rest. It talks about, it talks about arrest. Give me 1 second. Let me, hold on. Let me, my son is just trying to call me. Give me 1 second. I will call you. Let me just say, I will call you back. I will call you back. Sorry about that. Yes. Okay. Yes. He just texted me. Okay. I will call you back. Okay, great. I'm sorry about that. My son just called me. So I want us to talk about it because in that it talks about how they're not even supposed to pull you over unless they have unless they believe that you are a legal immigrant. They're not supposed to pull over American citizens. They're not supposed to engage in cars. They're supposed to provide immediate medical intervention if someone gets hurt. There is a policy that lists out everything that they're supposed to do, and it's still current until February, I think, 6, 2026. The thing is, this is why I believe in the long run, not now, in the long run, the state is going to arrest Jonathan Ross and put him on trial because he broke several of the rules that's been agreed upon as far as working as agent. I will find it. I'm going to send it to Mel when I find it so that we could talk about it the next time. But anyway, thank you everybody for having me in. Thank you, Mel. It's been thrilling and stuff like that. He showed me a lot of clips to get me hot. I see this is what we're going to be doing moving forward, Mel, to get my instantaneous reaction to stuff. And you're going to always get the truth. You may not like what I have to say, but I promise you, you will always get my truth. All right. And thank you so much.
Okay, very good. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow at news at noon. We appreciate everybody who participated tonight. It was an exciting night having Mama Flips. We look forward to having you back next week. Everybody have a good night, and thank you to all the moderators as well. Thank you.
Thank you, mods.
Different voices, but the same song. Building a world where we all belong. Kindness leading the way, breaking the chains. In the symphony of love. pure might.